Okay, for your information, we are live on YouTube right now. So keep your videos turned on. We are waiting for the final team to join us in a bit. ಕಲಬುರ್ಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ರೂಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ವೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಲೈಟ್
What, ma'am?
ಲೈಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ವೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಲೈಟ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಬಲ್ಬ್ ಆರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್
It's
ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್
it's on
ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು
ceiling, ma'am.
ವೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಬಲ್ಬ್ ಇನ್ ದ ರೂಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ಯು ಟು ಯೋರ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ವೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್
Above us.
above us as in front of you right
It's
it's
on the
your
ceiling.
face
Above, ma'am.
okay. Is that a table? Can you move a little, behind so that the some of the light could fall on your face? Pull the table to you. Don't go away from the screen as such, if it is possible. Yeah, that doesn't help. Okay, it's okay. Fine.
Okay.
Hmm. Kindly keep your videos on. JNV Mysore, we are live on YouTube. JNV Mysuru. JNV Mysore, we are live on YouTube. Please be seated. We are starting in a bit. Hello and a very warm welcome to CanQuiz 2024. This is Inter JNV Cancer Awareness Quiz, and we conducted the cluster level quizzes yesterday. This is the state finals happening here. I'm your Quizmaster, Meghavi Manjunath, also an alumni of Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya myself. Children, all you need to know about the initiative CanQuiz 2024 is a part of another larger initiative called CanWalk 2024. This is an initiative by Navodiyans in Bengaluru, an alumni association of JNVs across Karnataka who are right now residing in Bengaluru, along with in association with Department of Youth Empowerment and Sports and NSS Government of Karnataka and Sankalpa Chase Cancer Foundation and Research Center, Bengaluru. In association with all these organizations, these awareness campaign, which is a walkathon, this is happening tomorrow on occasion of World Cancer Day, that is 4th of February, Sunday tomorrow at Kantirava Stadium, Bengaluru. This initiative aims to create more and more awareness about an ailment that is claiming lots of lives around the world, millions of lives around the world, that is cancer. Like I said, we conducted the cluster level quizzes yesterday, and we have chosen one team per cluster. We had 5 clusters across Karnataka. We have nominated one team as the champions for that particular cluster, and you will be representing your zone in today's state finals. Let's start with a brief introduction of our state finalists. We'll start with team number 1, JNV Mysuru. Please unmute yourselves and give us your introduction. Team number 1,
Yes,
Mysuru.
good evening, everyone. Yeah, I'm Prathama Disoke from JNV Mysore of class 12.
And I am Surya of class 12.
Congratulations, both of you, on making it to the state finals. How do you feel?
I, we feel, yeah, absolutely joy in representing our zone. We did not accept that we would be representing our zone today. In short notice, only we prepared, and we are quite happy that we are representing our zone.
That's
And also, we
wonderful.
are happy that we won yesterday's quiz.
Congratulations and
Thank
all
you.
the very best for the finals.
Thank you.
We'll now move on to JNV Koppal. JNV Koppal, you're playing in today's quiz as team number 2. Please start with your introduction.
Ma'am, myself Nagaraj ma'am,
JNV Koppal,
from JNV Koppal.
you're not audible. You need to speak a little louder,
Myself
closer to the
Nagaraj.
mic. Your name?
Myself Nagaraj ma'am.
Nagraj. And your partner?
My partner is Shishidhar.
And what class are you all studying in?
10th class.
We can't hear you. Please
10th
speak a
standard.
little louder.
Class standard.
12th standard.
10th standard.
10th standard. And somehow you found time for a cancer awareness quiz.
Yes.
That's amazing. So, all the very best for the state finals. Do well. We will now move on to team number 3, that is Haveri, an all girls team from Haveri. Could you please unmute yourself and give us your introductions? Team Haveri, are you there? Or did we lose that team? All right. Okay, we'll now move on to the next team, Kalburgi. You will be playing as team number 4. We are hoping for Haveri to join us back. We'll proceed with the next team, Kalburgi. Please unmute and give us your introduction. Your today's team number 4.
Good evening, ma'am. Myself Diksha and I am from class 11. Good evening, ma'am. Myself Netra and I am also from class 11.
How do you feel qualifying to the state finals?
We feel kind of scared because our opponents are from class 12. Like most of them are from class 12.
Well, interestingly, that doesn't make much difference when it comes to cancer awareness. The more informed you are, the better. Age doesn't matter. So, that you have proved in yesterday's cluster level quiz as well. There were some senior students whom you have beaten to get here, right? So, age is just a number, as they say. All the very best for the state finals. We will now move on to team number 3, JNV Haveri. You have joined back. Could you please unmute yourself and give us your introductions? Meanwhile, Ramanagra, please turn on your video immediately.
Myself, Anusha madam. Myself, Veena ma'am.
What class are you both in?
11th ma'am.
You're both in 11th standard. All the very best for the state finals. JNV Haveri, please note down your number, your team number 3. You're playing in today's quiz as team number 3. May I please request the teacher in charge, whoever is assisting Ramnagra school, to turn on your video and unmute yourself, please. Start your video and unmute yourself.
Excuse me, ma'am. Let us set up the laptop and then we will turn on.
How long will it take? We are live on YouTube. We have started the event, so please do it soon as possible. If your audio is working, give us your introductions, please. Ramnagra.
Myself, Manish Kumar Kech of class 9th from
Mhm.
JNV Ramnagra.
Your partner?
Ma'am, and my partner is Shiv Kumar, ma'am, and he is from class 11th.
Okay. All the very best to the both of you for the state finals. Kindly fix your video as soon as possible. We are
Yes, ma'am.
starting the quiz.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, children, like yesterday, we have 3 rounds in today's quiz as well. Even in the state finals, there are going to be 3 rounds. I'll give you the rules of each and every round as in when we start the round. So we'll begin with round number 1. This is a simple MCQ round. This is a multiple choice questions round. So here are the rules. Each team will get a MCQ question and we will allow a total of 3 attempts per team. 15 questions on the first attempt, 15 points on the first attempt, 10 points if you crack it in the second attempt, and only 5 points if it is at the final or third attempt. There are no negatives. Obviously, since this is the MCQ and we only have 4 options and 3 attempts are given to one team, obviously will not pass this question to the next team. Are we clear about the rules? 1 question per team, total 3 attempts, and here are the scoring pattern. No negatives, no pass. We will now start with the first question, that is for JNV Mysore. Are you ready for the very first question of state finals? JNV, unmute.
Yes.
Mysore. Mysore, unmute. Stay on unmute when it's your question. Mysuru, here is the very first question of CanQuiz 2024 Karnataka State Finals coming up for you now. Early doctors, when describing certain tumors which had veins or extension from the main body, compared it to which creatures? Early doctors, in the early days of diagnosis of cancer, they compared it to a certain creature because of this particular feature of the tumor, that they had veins or extensions from the main body. And your options are scorpion, octopus, spider, or crab. Jamie, your first try. Mysore, your first try.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your first answer?
Octopus.
Choice.
Option
Octopus
D.
is incorrect. You can try again for 10 points. Slightly faster, please.
Option 3, spider.
Option 3, spider, is also incorrect. You're left with 2 options. There is scorpion and there is crab. Go for it. For 5 points. For 5 points, go for the final
Option
attempt.
1, scorpion.
You're gonna go with scorpion. Hard luck. Starting the quiz on a 0. It's very, very unfortunate. The correct answer is crab, right? What is the sun sign, zodiac sign? Cancer represented by? It's a crab, right? The word cancer comes from the Latin word for crab, just like the zodiac sign. Since the tumors and the extension or veins that came from that resembled a crab, the early day doctors called it or compared it to a crab. That is the correct answer. Even today, to symbolize cancer, it is a common practice to use crab as a symbol. You might have seen it in reference to cancer research. So that's the correct answer. Hard luck, Mysuru. That doesn't mean anything. Don't lose your heart. We still have 2 more rounds to go, and the last round has 2 sub-rounds. So you still have a lot of questions coming your way. Okay, here is the next question. We will now move on to the second team, Koppal. Go on unmute. Here is your direct question.
Yes, ma'am.
A very important device for the oncologist bronchoscope is used by the doctors to check the abnormalities of which organ? Is it colon? Is it brain? Is it stomach? Or is it lung?
Lung, ma'am. Lung.
You're going to go with lung as your first try?
Yes, ma'am.
And that is the correct answer, which means you get 15 points on your very first question. This is indeed a device used uh, to test abnormalities in lung or esophagus, that canal. That is the correct answer. So, lung cancer, as we all know, is one of the leading causes of cancer deaths across the world, especially among men. Especially among men, these are the five cancers in the order of their frequency: lung cancer, stomach cancer, liver cancer, colorectal cancer, and esophageal cancer. Congratulations, that's a 15 pointer to JNV Koppal. We will now move on to JNV Haveri's direct question. JNV Haveri, are you ready for your question? Coming up on your screen now, but before that, please stay on unmute. Remember to stay on unmute when it's your turn. You're still on mute? Yes, yes. And here is JNV Haveri's very first question in the state finals. Which of the following is classified as a human carcinogenic? Carcinogen or carcinogenic agent? Is it caffeine? Is it soot? Is it arecanut? Is it wood dust, which is not classified as a human carcinogen? Three of these are considered as human carcinogens, and one is not. Go for your first pick. Haveri? Haveri, please pick your answer wisely. First try.
Wood dust, ma'am. Fourth option.
Is incorrect. Wood dust is a human carcinogen, known human carcinogen, which means you'll go for your second attempt for 10 points. It leads to lung cancer.
First option.
You're going to go with caffeine. So drinking a lot of coffee is not proven to cause cancer, is what you're saying. Is the correct answer. Let me see some smiles on your face. That's the correct answer. Take a deep breath. Relax a little bit. So that's the correct answer. The other two, arecanut, is also a carcinogen, and soot. Let's have the description for this. Yes. Caffeine was the only non-carcinogen that we had mentioned in the question. Arecanut, as you all know, it's one of the primary carcinogens that causes lung cancer that causes oral cancer in Southeast Asia, one of the leading causes. And soot may contain certain carcinogens, and wood dust is considered as a group 1 carcinogen. So that's the correct answer. We will now move on to the next question. This is direct to Kalaburagi, the nervous team. Can I see you smile before we move on to the question, girls? Yes, are you all ready? So here is your direct question. Kalburgi, please stay on unmute before we ask the question.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, here is your question. Which country has the highest cancer rate in the entire world? This is as per, the number per 100K population, 100,000 population. That is 1 lakh people. How many in 1 lakh people? So based on that, cancer rates are decided. So my question is, which country has the highest cancer rate in the world? Is it Niger? Is it China?
Denmark.
Sorry?
Option 3, Denmark.
How are you so confident?
We have prepared, ma'am, yesterday.
You've prepared yesterday. Can you tell me what is the number?
Like
What is the number?
1 lakh, around 1 lakh, ma'am.
Around 1 lakh? No, my question is how
We
many
don't
out of 1 lakh?
exact number we don't remember, ma'am, but we do know that it's Denmark.
You do know it is Denmark. I'll give it to you. That's the correct answer. Indeed, the correct answer on the very first attempt. Kalburgi has clenched 15 points. That's the correct answer. It's neither Niger nor India nor China, but a developed country like Denmark. Various reasons for it. And this is a map that shows the spread or intensity of cancer in all of these countries. This is considered, by taking on average, by comparing the population and the cancer rate. So this is so and so number per 1 lakh people or 1 lakh population of that particular country. The highest, as you can see, is Denmark. The lowest is, in fact, Africa. That doesn't say that they're resistant than most of the population. It could be also because the diagnosis in these countries is lesser. Actually, some of the most developed countries who still report lesser cancer rates are the Middle Eastern countries. Could be because of lifestyle choices. As a culture, they're not into smoking, alcohol. That could be some of the reasons why it is so low. And in the developed countries like Denmark and the Northern European countries, it could be, they say it could be because of certain lifestyle choices. And also, reporting of these cases is more in these countries compared to the rest of the world. So, some of the reasons why this region prevails when it comes to cancer rate. So, that's the correct answer, Kalburgi. We will now move on to the final question of today's round number 1. This is direct to Ramanagara. Stay on unmute before we move on to the question. Ready?
Yes,
Ramnagar,
ma'am.
here is the question. Melanoma is a type of cancer that affects which human organ? Which organ in the human body? And your options are bladder, intestine, skin, pancreas. Your first pick for 15 points, Ramnagra.
Ma'am,
Faster.
is it skin?
Is it skin? Is that a question to me?
Ma'am, mostly skin.
Mostly skin, and it is skin. It is 15 points to you. That fetches you 15 points. That's the correct answer. Like we discussed yesterday, cancer is the most prevalent among all humans in the earth. Most cases of skin cancers are reported compared to any other kind of cancer when compared to both the genders. When you consider both the genders, among men, lung cancer prevails. Among women, breast cancer prevails. When you take the entire population, it's the skin cancer that is most prevalent. Melanoma is one of the kinds of, there are 3 types of skin cancers, and melanoma is one of that. The name said it all. Melanin, that is a term we associate with a pigment in skin that gives the color. When melanocytes are affected, that's when this type of cancer occurs. And the preventable cause of this particular type of cancer is overexposure to ultraviolet light. So, yes, because of solar radiation, that's the correct answer. That was the last question. And interestingly, 4 of the 5 teams have already opened their account, and 3 of them have scored 15 points. I'll now give the score before we move on to the next round. Team number 1, Mysore, unfortunately, on that little blunder, you couldn't score in this particular round. It's all right. We still have 3 more rounds to go. Koppal, you're at 15. Haveri at 10 points. Kalburgi at 15 points. And Ramanagara, you're also at 15 points. All right. We will now move on to the second round. In this round, each team will get a question. All right. This is not a general health round. This is again a cancer awareness round. Each team will get a question. And we will start this round clockwise from team number 1. Mysuru will start with you. +10 on a direct question, +5 on a past attempt. There are no negatives. All the questions are on. This is on cancer. This is not on health and nutrition exclusively. This is on cancer awareness. Are you ready for the very first question,
Yes.
Mysuru? Here comes
Yes,
your
ma'am.
question. This is an advertisement brought out by a Slovakian ad agency for an anti-cancer ad. What are they trying to convey here? Who killed Dr. Watson is the caption. There is something that we have blanked out, of course. What is the message they are trying to convey here? Who killed Dr. Watson? A very familiar character. So
Ma'am,
what
is it like means we did not understand the question correctly.
we are asking,
We have to
what
answer
is the message? What is the message
poster
they're
is
trying to
trying to depict.
Mysore, let me finish the question. There is a lag on your end. So please listen to the question. We are asking, what is the message that they are trying to convey through this ad? This is an anti-cancer ad. What is the message being conveyed? The caption reads, who killed Dr. Watson? But you see a different character on the poster. It is not Watson you see, but it is someone else, a very, very famous fictional character you see. So my question is, what is the message being conveyed through this ad? Mysore, would you like to?
Like Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, we are seeing Sherlock Holmes.
What is the message being conveyed is the question through this ad. I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I didn't ask you to identify the character. That helps, but that's not the answer. What is the message being conveyed through this print ad? A very brilliantly done print ad. The caption says, "Who killed
Ma'am,
Dr.
like,
Watson?"
yeah, the, there he's
Go on. Go on, Mysuru.
smoking, so it might be cancer.
Okay, I did not get the
Hello.
complete answer or the right answer from Mysore, which
Like
means
they're asking, is it cancer
Okay, please stay on mute. Mysore, go on mute.
or
Your turn is over. Please go on mute.
something like that?
Mysore, go on mute. I request you to connect from a different device. Your network is very feeble. Please connect
Like,
from a different device.
is it
Mysuru, please connect from a different device. Your network is pretty feeble. This is the state finals. We request you to have a more stable connection. All right, we will now pass that question to Kopal.
Is that the smoking causes lung cancer, ma'am, so we should prevent it from taking preventive measures that we should not
we
smoke.
never
Mysore, please connect from a different device. Your turn is over. Don't answer out of turn. Kopal, I'm passing you. That's not the correct answer. I'm passing the question to Haveri. Haveri,
It may be trying. They may try to convey that uh, Dr. Watson has died uh, regarding about researching about cancers, vaccine, and all.
it's a very cleverly done ad. All of you are missing out the whole point. It is not Dr. Watson on the poster, is it? No, it's not him. So now I'll pass the question to Kalburgi. I'm looking for a better answer from a team. From the state finalist. Yes, go for it. Kalburgi.
Ma'am, it might be intaking the cigar is the reason that killed Dr. Watson. So they are trying to convey the message that don't smoke, it may cause cancer. So,
But who's
as
on the poster? Who's on the poster?
Ma'am, Sherlock Holmes,
But the caption says, "Who killed Dr. Watson?" So what is the message they're giving?
that person is smoking, ma'am. So they may convey from the
No,
person.
I am not getting the main, the couple of keywords I'm looking for,
Intake
main
of
element,
what
which, no,
ma'am, this
Kalburgi, go on mute. Go on mute. You have exhausted your turn. I'll now move on to the final team. Ramnagar, go for it. Ramnagar. Ramnagar, go for it.
Ma'am, they are
Ramnagar, go.
showing, ma'am, they are showing that ma'am smoking kills.
Okay is incorrect. Will now reveal the answer. Of course, smoking kills, but the message being given is passive smoking kills. Right? So it is not Dr. Watson, it is Sherlock Holmes who's always featured with a cigar. But it could also kill Dr. Watson, who's our accomplice, who's always there with Sherlock Holmes. So the message here was passive smoking could cause lung cancer. That was the message. Passive smoking was the keyword we were looking for. Unfortunately, missed out by each and every team. That's all right. That's all right. We'll move on to the next question. This is for team number 2. Koppal, this is your direct question. Can you stay on unmute, please? Here is the question. The first test of every year played at the Sydney Cricket Ground, Australia, is termed as pink test. The stand around the stadium, including the stumps in the middle, is also colored pink. This is done in an effort to create awareness about what is the question.
Wait for a while, ma'am. Awareness about cancer, ma'am.
The entire round is about cancer, right? That's a very generic answer. Why pink? You gave me a very generic answer. In a cancer round, you said the awareness is about cancer, which is not good enough. You need to be specific. Which cancer? Koppal?
Blood cancer.
I can't hear you. You need to be louder.
Blood cancer, ma'am.
Blood cancer, leukemia is what you said,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Leukemia. Cause of the leukemia.
Okay. I will now pass the question to Haveri. Haveri, quickly go on unmute. Yes.
Lung cancer.
Is incorrect. I'll pass the question to Kalburgi. Stay on unmute.
Ma'am, pink ribbon, it denotes a breast cancer, ma'am. So here they are giving us awareness about breast cancer. Why
What
it
a
is pink color?
quality answer by JNV Kalburgi. That's the correct answer. Pink ribbon that represents pink, that represents breast cancer. So this was a awareness drive regarding breast cancer. Beautiful answer by JNV Kalburgi, which will fetch you 5 points. We will now move on to the next question that is open to Haveri. This will be your direct question. Go on unmute. Haveri, this is your question. Poonam Pandey, an Indian model and an actress, in February 2024 claimed to have died of what ailment, only for it to be revealed that it was a publicity stunt to raise awareness on a particular disease. Interestingly, this occurred a day after Union Budget, wherein our finance minister indicated that the government would actively promote vaccination to combat this particular deadly disease. Either tell me which is the vaccination in question or which is the disease in question. This happened yesterday. Go for it. Haveri, are you answering or should we pass to the next team? Sorry? Which deadly disease? She claimed to have died of this only to later reveal that no, she's fit and fine.
Cancer.
Please, one of you repeat slowly whatever you said.
She died from cancer only.
Which cancer? She didn't die. That is the whole point of the question. Which cancer is the question? The entire round is about cancer. So just giving the answer cancer won't work. Go for it.
Madam, uterus cancer. It may be uterus cancer, ma'am.
I will now pass the question to the next team. Kalburgi,
Ma'am,
virus or the vaccination or the disease. Either of those that will fetch you complete points. Stay on unmute.
ma'am, can we answer them?
Yes, please.
So Poonam Pandey, today she took it on her Instagram handle, ma'am, that she didn't die, ma'am. She it was a fake news, and she that was a cervical cancer, ma'am.
Cervical cancer was all I was looking for. That's the correct answer. 5 points to JNV Kalaburgi. They have done their research, they've done their preparation for this quiz. That's the correct answer. And the union budget, during the union budget, Nirmala Sitaraman, our finance minister, she said that government will be taking active measures to promote HPV vaccine, especially among girls between age 9 to 14, right? This was current affairs. This was a current affair question. And ideally, a question you shouldn't have missed out on, Haveri. An easy question in today's quiz. We will now move on to Kalburgi's direct question coming up on your screen. Kalburgi, go on unmute. Neuroendocrine cells receive and send messages. Kalburgi, go on unmute, please. Neuroendocrine cells receive and send messages through hormones to help the body function. These cells are found in organs throughout the body. Neuroendocrine tumor, which grows from these cells, is considered a very rare kind of cancer. My question is, which Indian celebrity died of this condition in 2020? Kalburgi. Ramnagra, are you constantly looking at a second device there? Are you toggling between tabs, Ramnagra? Any sort of attempt to Google will disqualify you from the quiz, so please be careful. Kalburgi, go for your answer.
Is he from Bollywood? No?
Sorry?
Nothing.
Yeah, I'll give you that much. This is a Bollywood celebrity we are talking about, Indian celebrity who died of this condition in 2020. Please go for it. Kalburgi, quite a simple one, which made national news during the COVID lockdown.
Ah,
I will pass that question in the next 5 seconds if you don't answer.
Siddu Nawaz.
Nawazuddin Siddiqui is very much alive, fit and fine. I'll pass
No, that
pass you on
other.
that. No, you've already given your answer. You cannot switch or you cannot give multiple answers. The question is now open to Ramnagra. Ramnagra, you're on mute. Ramnagra,
We do not know exactly.
okay, we will now pass the question to Mysore. Mysore,
Irfan Khan.
Irfan Khan is the right
Irfan
answer.
Khan.
With that, Mysore has opened their account. That's 5 points to you. This is the correct answer. This is indeed
Ma'am,
one of the finest actor of Indian cinema, that is Irfan Khan, who died of this condition in 2020. We will now move on to the final team, that is Ramanagara. For your direct question, are you ready? Please unmute
last
yourselves.
round we had the
Sorry?
answer, but your audio was not clear for us.
No, that is your connectivity issue, Mysore. Everyone else can hear us. It's proper. So I requested you to join from a different device, ideally. Okay. Ramnagra, your direct question. Stay on unmute. Yes. Here is the question. The naked mole rat, also known as sand puppy, is a burrowing rodent native to Horn of Africa and parts of Kenya, notably the Somali region. It is well known because of its highly unusual set of physiological and behavioral traits that allows it to thrive in harsh underground environment. My question is, why has this animal piqued curiosity among scientific researchers? Why has this made medical researchers and scientific researchers really, really curious? This is an explanatory answer. Go for it. Ramnagara, a logical question you can easily guess. Why has this piqued the curiosity of scientific researchers? Is the question. Think and answer. Why are you touching the screen?
In order to see.
Okay, go on. Why has this animal piqued curiosity of scientific researchers, especially in the field of medicine? Why is the question?
Ma'am, maybe it is because, ma'am, the mole rat also shows the same characteristics when affected by the cancer.
Is incorrect. I'll pass the question to Mysore.
It can make doctors and scientists to diagnose that how we can prevent age-related cancers.
Incorrect. I will pass that question. What is the character that leads to this? Okay, I'll pass that question. That's an incorrect attempt, anyways. I'll pass it
Ma'am,
to Kopal.
ma'am,
Kopal.
like age varingness
No,
in
nothing to do
the
with
mole
age.
rat.
JNV
It does
Kopal,
not
go
show.
for it. JNV
Um,
Kopal, go for it.
I think it will help in diagnosing the skin cancer present in humans.
How?
Because it's a naked mole rat, ma'am.
Oh,
I
because it,
think
it is naked. It
I
has a
think
lot of skin exposed, and that's why you think that's. But it's an underground, creature.
it
That's
prevents
not
itself.
correct. No, it's incorrect. It's incorrect. We'll now pass the question to the next team, which is Haveri. Haveri, go for it.
Ma'am, its
Yes.
skin secretes some complex which will resist cancer, ma'am.
Repeat your answer slowly again and closer to the mic.
Ma'am, its skin may secrete some complex which will resist cancer.
So you're saying that this animal is resistant to cancer. I'll give it to you, Haveri. That's the correct answer. This animal is resistant to cancer. Is there a teacher there with you?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
All right. Okay, that is the correct answer. I'll give it to Haveri for getting resistant to cancer. That's the correct answer. 5 points. According to one theory, naked mole rats have a particularly effective form of an anti-cancer mechanism called cellular senescence, an evolutionary adaptation that prevents damaged cells from dividing in and out of, control way and developing into cancer. And this is one of the theories. There are several theories that researchers are offering as why this animal is resistant to cancer, and they are hoping to find some sort of treatment or cure for cancer using the suppressive genes of this particular animal. It's in a very initial research stage. Nothing solid can be said, but yes, that is one of the creatures that could offer some hope to the humanity. It's not the only animal. It is very common among long living and large mammals like elephants and some sort of whales to be resistant to cancer. But in a small mammal, it is very unusual because usually the rate of mutation is faster. The speed of mutation is faster in small mammals. However, among these animals, the mutation rate is very, very low. And that is one of the reason what makes it resistant to cancer. So that was the correct answer. We will now move on to the next round. This is round 3, but before that, let's have the total scores. Mysore, you're at 5 points. Koppal, you're at 15 points. Haveri at 15 points as well. And Kalaburgi, you are at 25 points, currently leading the quiz, followed by Ramnagara at 20 points. Second in the score tally at this point. Ramnagara, you are at second position. Kalburgi, you are leading by a margin of 5 points in 25. We still have 2 more rounds to go. Well, technically, it's a single round. We have the third round, which is on general health, but it has a sub round. Let's look at the rules. Has 2 sub rounds that will pass clockwise and anti-clockwise respectively. The first round will start from team number 1 and will go to 5, and then we'll start from 5 and go to 1. We'll pass anti-clockwise. Each team will get a direct question. Questions are themed around health, nutrition, and medical science primarily. Plus 10 for a correct answer, plus 5 for a passed attempt, no negative marking. So answer freely. JNV Mysore, ready for your question? Mysore? JNV Mysore? Okay. I think their connection is feeble. Mysore? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, here is your first question. When popular TV show host Ed Murrow asked him who owns the patent, he replied, well, the people, I would say. There is no patent. Could you patent the sun? For developing what was this former professor from University of Pittsburgh was hailed a miracle worker. What did he invent or what did he develop? Jenny Mysore,
Yes, ma'am.
what's the answer?
Like polio vaccine.
Who's he?
Jonas, something.
Jonas something? I'll give it to you.
I'm
That's the
not sure.
correct answer. That's the correct answer. That's the correct answer. Let me see you smile now. Good start in the final round. 10 points to you. This is indeed the polio vaccine invented by, who's this? Jonas something? Jonas Salk, who is the scientist who developed the vaccine for polio. He never patented it so that it could reach the far, ends of the globe, so that polio could be eradicated as a result. because of the efforts of this particular gentleman and a lot of others, polio has been eradicated from a large part of the world, right? Is the correct answer. Lovely quizzing. We will now move on to Kopal's direct question. Kopal,
Yes, yes.
this Frenchman once observed that a rolled piece of paper could amplify sounds without any physical contact. His skill at carving wooden flutes later helped him to create which device that revolutionized the medical science greatly?
And that could be amplifier, ma'am.
What amplifier?
Sound amplifier.
And why? How did it revolutionize medical science?
Some of the CT scans, ma'am.
Okay, I'll pass that question to the next team. Haveri? Haveri?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what is the answer to this?
Are we audible?
I'll now pass the question to the next team, that is Kalburgi. Kalburgi,
Yes, ma'am.
what was invented by this gentleman, by this Frenchman, who realized that a rolled piece of paper could amplify sounds without any physical contact? It's very, very nicely described there. His skill at carving wooden flutes later helped him to develop a device. Which device? I will now pass that question to the last team, that is Ramnagara. Go for it. Ramnagar, you're on mute, Ramnagara. Yes? It's either a pass or the answer. You can't take time on a past question.
Is it sonography?
It is not sonography, though a good guess, very good guess. JNV Mysuru, over to you.
I'm, I'm stethoscope.
Stethoscope.
Stethoscope. How is this stethoscope? Okay. In spite of the connectivity issues they're having, Mysore has given the right answer. I'll give them 5 points on this. This is the correct answer. This is how the world's first stethoscope, that is the first prototype that you're seeing there. That's how the world's first stethoscope was invented. In fact, this gentleman was super shy to examine his female patients, that he later developed this device. And then that became today's modern stethoscope. That is the correct answer. Lovely quizzing by JNV Mysore. We will now move on to Haveri's direct question. Haveri, unmute.
Yes, ma'am.
Which common
Excuse me,
English?
ma'am.
Yes, Mysore. You
Actually, when we got flute, we used to put it on the other's heart and we used to check it out. So we got to know
lovely,
that.
lovely. We have moved on to the next question now. That's a nice bit of trivia you added there. So Haveri, here is your question. Which common English word originates from the Latin word which refers to poison and other noxious liquids? Interestingly, they say the Latin word itself has its origin in a Sanskrit word. Go for it. What are we talking about? Look up. Both of you look up. Look into the camera, please. When the question is being read out, please look at the screen. If you're looking elsewhere, it may lead to sort of suspicions that you're trying to Google or something else. So please look at the camera when the question is being read out.
Virus, madam.
Go for it.
Virus
Virus, from what word?
from Latin.
Sorry?
Latin.
How did you crack that, Haveri? You don't know the root word, but you're guessing virus. How?
Use once our sir told me in class.
Once your sir told.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I really hope you're not using a second device there and you're not being naughty there.
No,
No?
ma'am. No,
So,
ma'am.
okay. Teams, when the question is being read out, you're supposed to look at only the screen. If you're looking elsewhere to your right, left, or down, especially down, then we'll disqualify that team. So please look into the camera while the questions are being read out. This is a virtual format. We have our limitations. So we expect your complete cooperation in ensuring fair play here. Okay. Haveri, I'll give you 10 points on that. That's the correct answer. This is virus. What is the Sanskrit word in question? Can you tell me, Haveri? Your sir must have told this too. Which Sanskrit word may have led to this? Okay, we'll reveal the answer now. Okay, we'll reveal the answer now. That's the correct answer. Virus, said to have come from a Latin, come to Latin from a Proto-Indo-European word visos, which in turn is said to have come from Sanskrit root vish or visha. Right? Okay. We will now move on to Kalaburgi for the next question. Which four-letter word connects all of this? A list of recurring character from the Pokemon video game series, a shade of bluish violet color, a genus of flowering plants, the Greek goddess of rainbow whom you see in the picture, and an important part of human eye. Four-letter word connecting all of these elements. A shade of bluish violet color, a genus of flowering plant, a very important part of human eye. Kalburgi, look at the screen. Look at the screen, look into the camera or the screen. Please be seated in a way where we can see your upper bodies and arms. We have given this instruction in the dry run. Your upper bodies and arms should be visible at all times. Go for it. Four-letter word, part of a human eye, a character from Pokemon, a genus of flowering plant, and the Greek goddess of rainbow.
What is genus of flowering plant?
It's a name of a flower. I'll now pass that question without an attempt to Ramnagra. Ramnagra, go for it. Four-letter word connecting all of this. An important part of human eye is the biggest giveaway there. Ramnagra, you're on mute. I'm assuming you're passing
Yes.
that question.
Ma'am, iris.
Iris is the correct answer. That's the
Ma'am,
correct answer. Lovely answer by Ramnagra. Please check your connection though.
iris. Ma'am,
Is
ma'am,
correct.
iris.
Is correct. It's correct. Mysore, don't unmute yourself with a, out of turn. Okay, here is the next question. This is Ramnagra's direct question. Unmute. Ramnagra, unmute. India's first indigenously developed rotavirus vaccine was launched in 2015. Rotavirus is a pathogen that causes a severe form of X, especially in children under the age of 5. From what potentially life-threatening condition does this vaccine protect these children? From what potentially life-threatening condition? What condition? What deadly condition? What potentially life-threatening condition caused by rotavirus? Ramnagra, simple, don't complicate a simple question. India's first indigenously developed rotavirus vaccine. It was launched in 2015. My question is, what does this vaccine protect children from? Especially under the age of 5, that's also a hint. I'm passing that question without an attempt. They're not attempting this. So I'll pass it to Mysore.
Ma'am,
Mysore,
diarrhea. Diarrhea.
I'm gonna go with diarrhea. That's the correct answer. Lovely quizzing by Mysore today on the final question in the clockwise round. They've scored 5 points. Very well done. We will now start the second round, which will come anti-clockwise. So, which means Ramnagara, you will get the first question again. Ready?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Here is the first question of the final round in today's quiz. Though Asterix and the Chariot Race was published in 2017, the book attracted huge attention just 2 years later. The spike happened because of this yellow masked charioteer that you can see in the visual. What is the name of this character which generates a morbid fear of isolation among one and all? It was published in 2017, but this comic strip, it attracted huge attention 2 years later because, oh, they said it in 2017. So, what was the name of this character? A name that sort of generates a lot of a morbid fear of isolation is how we are choosing to describe it here. What are we talking about? What could have been the name of this character? We have blanked it out in the visual. What was the name of
Ma'am,
this
is it
character?
Corona, ma'am?
His name was Corona. Is that your answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Looking for a better answer, I am passing that question to Mysore. Mysore?
Is it asterisk itself? Asterisk.
No, incorrect. Moving on to the next team, Koppal. Sorry, my bad. Mysore was not supposed to get that. Kalburgi, this is anti-clockwise. So Kalburgi, it's your turn now.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you think is the answer for this question? What was the character called? I'll pass that question to Haveri.
Julius Caesar.
No, I'll pass the question to Haveri now.
It may be Geta.
We didn't hear the answer. Can you repeat?
It may be Geta fix now.
No, I'll pass that question to Koppal now. Koppal? I'll pass the question. Okay, now Mysore has already taken that turn. So the team that came closest was indeed Ramnagara. I'll give you 5 points on getting Corona. The character was indeed called coronavirus, right? They sort of made a lot of news because people started saying, oh, Asterix predicted it back in 2017. So that was the correct answer. I'll give you 5 points. Though it was a 10-pointer, I'll give you 5 points on getting half of it correct. So yeah, well done. We will now move on to the next question. Direct to Kalburgi. Stay on unmute. For the last question, last direct question in this round to Kalburgi. Unmute yourselves. Yes. Here is your question. This is a digital sigmomanometer. It is used to measure which medical parameter is the question. Quite a simple question. Kalburgi, go for it. Used to measure what?
BP, blood pressure.
I'll give it to you. That's a 10-pointer to Kalburgi. This is indeed used to measure blood pressure. That is the correct answer. We will move on to Haveri's last direct question in this round. Haveri, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Here is the question. What is the name, which basically refers to its shape, of this device which is used to draw blood from the vein in an easy manner? Look at it. The answer is written right there. You're on mute. Why are you on mute, Haveri? Don't be on mute when it is direct. Yes. Look at it. The answer is right there. What is the name of this device which is used to draw blood from the vein in an easy manner? Think about it. What does it look like to you? And that is the name of this device or of this needle. What is it called? Simple question.
Butterfly.
Butterfly what?
Shape of that.
I'll give it to you. That's called a butterfly needle. Butterfly needle is the name of this device. Correct answer, 10 points to Haveri. We will now move on to the penultimate question of today's quiz. Open to Koppal. On a direct attempt, here is your question. To get better results in what medical technique is a contrast medium injected into body which contains a mixture of barium and iodine? This is inserted into human body so that, to get better results in a particular medical technique.
Anesthesia.
Anastasia is incorrect. I will now pass the question to Mysore. Mysore, to get better results in what medical technique?
Ma'am, in computed tomography, CT scan, maybe.
Incorrect. I'll pass the question to Ramnagar. Ramnagar,
Ma'am, is it MRIs?
it is not MRI. So I'll pass the question to Kalburgi.
Uh, That's
That was Koppal's direct question, right? So Haveri, you will get it. Last team to get it. What is the correct answer to this question?
X-ray.
X-ray. What is on the wall behind you? Is there a screen?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, this is the correct answer. The correct answer is indeed X-ray.
Excuse me,
X-ray is the
ma'am.
correct. Yes.
Ma'am, it is also used in CT scan also, ma'am.
My bad. My bad. I'll just check that. If your answer is right, I'll give it to you. Okay? Yeah. Give me a second. Let me just verify that. Luckily, we have a lot of JNV alumni who can verify that in a second, who can confirm that in a second. So give me a second. All right, a simple Google search says yes, that's also a correct answer, but I'll still wait for an expert to confirm that. For now, I'll consider your answer as well. I'll give you 5 points. If Mysore doesn't get it, then the point goes to Haveri. Okay? Just give me a couple of minutes before I verify that. We'll now move on to the final question of today's quiz. That is
That be
open to
MRI scanning
Mysore.
also?
No, who attempted it first though? It will not come to you anyways. If they are right, Ramnagara, it will not come to you, right? We'll verify that as well. Still, you will not score on this question. Mysore, this is your direct question. Nick Jonas, our diabetic, is shown, showing off his CGM. What does CGM stand for? What is the abbreviation? What is the abbreviation of the acronym CGM? He's a diabetic. He's showing off
Actually,
a device called CGM. What does CGM stand for?
periodically we have to go for diagnosis of glucose in our body. So it is continuous glucose monitoring.
So it stands for continuous glucose monitor is the correct answer. And on the final question of today's quiz, Mysore has picked 10 points. That is the correct answer. So I'll now give the score tally. We are done with all the questions. So I'd like to thank all our researchers who made this quiz happen. So this quiz was researched by Somnath Chanda, Bhushan Patel, Bertie Ashley, and myself. Thank you so much for one and all. This quiz was presented by Curiosity. Uh, so we will now move on to the scores. Mysore, with that 5 points considered at this point, you are at 30 points. You're at 30 points as of now. Koppal is at 20 points. Haveri is at 35 points. Kalburgi is also at 35 points. Ramnagara is at 30 points. So there is a tie for the top position. I've not given the X-ray score to Haveri. So you have tied up with Kalburgi at 35 points. We will have a tiebreaker question.
Actually, I think we should get 35.
Okay, you scored a 5-5-5, and the last question was 10. You got three past questions.
No, and another
Direct question,
and
three
two
past
direct
questions, two
questions.
direct questions.
Three past question. You have answered three past questions. Can you give me the answers? Can you recall the answers? Oh, that's right. Yeah, the last one. Added, considering CT scan, you have tied up with. Okay, I'll take that.
And one
I'll
is
take that.
X-ray.
Okay.
Can you?
Yes, you're right. I just kept it under consideration. For now, I'll give it to you. So there is a tie between three teams, that is Haveri and Kalburgi and Mysore. So this is how we'll decide the tie. So team should raise their hand, right? There is a raise hand option on Zoom. When you see the question, you're supposed to raise hand using the Zoom screen, Zoom feature, which says raise hand. Can you see it on your screen? Can you find the raise hand option on Zoom?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am, there is reactions we got here.
Please look for it. You've joined
Actually,
from a desktop?
it consumes much time, ma'am.
No, please let me resolve this.
Ah,
You
yes, ma'am.
found it, Kalburgi? All right. See, since some of you have a very slow network, we can't rely on a visual hint, right? We cannot rely on your visual cue. Mysore, it will not work in your favor because your feed is pretty feeble. Okay. There is a lot of lag. So even if
No,
you
ma'am.
raise hand using video,
We have got a very good network.
but from the beginning of the call, your voices are heard very feeble. Your network is breaking. Only you're saying that your feed is good, but it's not. The rest of the teams can confirm. So trust me, it will not work in your favor if I ask you to raise the hand on video. Instead of that, I'll let you, your bandwidth is not good enough. So I'll let you turn off your video if you want to. Please use the raise hand option in Zoom to register your attempt. I'll give it to the first team who does that. Okay, I'll give the attempt to the first team who does that. Koppal and Ramnagara, stay out of this. This is not for you. This question is not for you. It is for the other two teams. They can raise their handed option and I'll ask in that particular order. In the order in which they have raised their hand, I'll give them the turn. So whoever answers correctly, let's say the first team answers, they win the quiz. They get it wrong, I'll pass it to the next team. If the second team answers correctly, they'll win. If both of them have answered incorrectly, the third team will win by default. Will not even pass the question, the third team will win by default. Am I clear? This is between Haveri, Kalburgi, and Mysore. Give me a thumbs up if we can start. Okay. Okay, you can lower that. Now, here is the tiebreaker question in the state finals. What is the name given to this device which uses infrared waves to measure an entity in the blood? Has anyone raised your hand yet? I don't see it. Very good. JNV Mysore, the first team to raise your hand, go for it. Mysore. Mysore? Mysore, are you on mute? Mysore, are you on mute?
Ma'am,
You have
ma'am, are
buzzed.
we audible?
Yes, you're audible. Answer the question, please.
Ma'am, infrared spectroscopy.
Which device was the question? I'll pass that to JNV Kalaburgi. Second and
It's a blood
blood
imaging
imaging
device
device.
which uses infrared spectroscopy.
sorry, what device?
Blood imaging device.
I'll pass that question to Kalburgi.
Ma'am, it's co-oximeter.
Is the correct answer. The simple pulse oximeter is the one that uses this technology. That's the correct answer. With that answer, Kalaburgi, JNV Kalaburgi has won the state finals of CanQuiz 2024 state champions. Congratulations. Can you unmute yourself and share your experience?
Very happy, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Lovely.
Spending
So congratulations.
time with quiz is
Congratulations. Two teams have tied up for the second position. That is Mysore and Haveri. Congratulations to the both of you. And in the final position, and in the fourth position is Ramnagra with 30 points. Fifth is Koppal with 20 points. Thank you so much for being part of this. Like I said, this initiative is being done as part of CanWalk 2024, which is happening tomorrow at Kantirava Stadium in Bengaluru. This is an initiative by Navodiyans in Bengaluru. This is an alumni association in association with Sankalpa Chase Cancer Foundation and Government of Karnataka. So whoever is watching this from Bangalore, please come and be a part of this noble initiative which aims to create awareness about cancer. Thank you so much. This was CanQuiz 2024 State Finals. We are signing off. I'm your Quizmaster, Meghavi Manjana. Thank you one and all for being part of this.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, can we exit, ma'am?
Yes, please.
Thank you, ma'am.
And we got to know that you told you are alumni of.
Yes, JNV Mysore. Wait, we are still live on YouTube. We can take up the discussion after that. Yes, I'm an alumni of JNV Chikmagalur.